Hi,
There we
all.
go.
This is Dr. J and Professor Sparks are live from
Long,
Long Island,
long
New York.
time.
Well, the weather is quite nice, actually, right?
Yeah, it is very nice out. I mean, the only reason I have a long face to match my Long Island is the price of the stocks that we're playing with these days. But
Well, you're wearing the wrong stuff. Biotech is Drek. I said that the last time.
Biodrek, yes, I understand.
Biodrek, we're going to call it from now on.
Well, at least for a little while. Hopefully, it'll come back a little bit.
For all those people out there who don't know what Drek is, should we tell them?
Yeah, it's a euphemism for poop. Hold on one
And
second.
if you want to make it even more euphemistic, you could say trash or rubbish or anything
Here
like
you
that.
go. Yes, indeed.
Biotech is Drek right now, and
Right now,
let's face it, the market wouldn't look as grim to us if we weren't concentrated in EV, biotech,
right.
other Kathy Wood's innovated stocks.
Right.
I think Kathy Wood is now the most hated guru on
Oh,
YouTube.
she'll come back. Come on, she seems like a nice lady.
She's a nice lady, but like anything else, you go through your ups and your downs.
Yes, indeed. Well, this is why I always claim you should never name a building after somebody who's still living.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it's inevitable that they'll disappoint you at some point.
yes.
But after they're dead, they're sort of a
And even
reincarnated.
when they're dead, they disappoint us. Look at
Well,
Thomas
yeah, but
Jefferson.
now we're talking about revisionist stuff.
Yeah,
But
Thomas Jefferson, for example.
Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, even Abe Lincoln.
Even Abe Lincoln, yeah.
But it's at least they're not creating any new scandals.
But the standards, today's standards are different than yesterday's standards.
Indeed.
Hopefully more civilized, hopefully.
Yeah, okay. That's perfectly fine. That's fair.
So the same thing is true with the stock market. Had we been not sold our 3M and just added to our 3M,
Right.
bought Boeing, bought the old stodgy Dow 30, we'd be talking a different game now. We wouldn't be saying, oh, I had to sell and raise cash because I wanted to lock in my gains from the first month. And that's exactly what I did. I keep selling, I keep adding, I keep selling. I don't know. It's getting me dizzy already.
Right.
But I'm trying to not fight the tape. You know the old adage?
Yes, don't fight the tape. I agree.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's sort of we had this conversation a little bit last Friday, I guess it was, when we discussed, when it was time to sell your losers. And there was something you said that I sort of take a little issue with, but and since people, usually like to hear what we have to say on this, it had to do with, when you look at the chart dispassionately, you'll either have sell signals or buy signals. And if you have a sell signal, you sell, and if you have a buy signal, you buy. The only thing is if you're not shorting, you only get to choose to sell stuff you've already bought.
Right.
And so in that case, you already have a predisposition to hold on to it because of what made you to buy it in the first place.
True.
So you can't use the same exact rules.
There's always something else that might look better that you can move it into, even if you're not shorting.
Okay.
You can also do things like write covered calls to protect your position.
That's true.
You could buy puts to protect your position, but that's an expensive proposition.
Yeah, no, it's I guess insurance, right?
Yeah, and it tends to be expensive in many cases.
Yeah, and I mean, Arjun tends to be very good at this kind of stuff, and he discusses all these things that he's doing. We should, get him to talk about these kinds of things in the situations when it's time to sell some of our stuff that we
He's been playing with the options a lot as opposed to buying just shares.
Right.
And I do that to some extent, mainly as a hedge. So,
okay. I mean, like I said, it was just since I'm sitting here with that BCRX and I had this really nice gain, but now we're sort of waiting and waiting and waiting for things to come back. The question is, what could I be doing during all that time?
Well, you could be in stuff that is coming back quicker. You could be out of the losers and into stuff that's better.
Yeah, see, Mark Ho feels my pain.
Well, this is the Warren Buffett way of thinking. If you liked it at 12, then you should like it more at 10.
Fair enough.
And his philosophy was he didn't go into a company short term, it was a long term investment. So if he bought BCRX at 12 and it dropped to 9, he would have come in with bigger money and gobble it up at 9.
Gotcha.
I mean, everybody plays it differently. And who's to argue with Warren Buffett? I mean, that's a.
Not
I'd sooner pick a
Said
fight with Linda than Warren Buffett.
No, not I. It's not I at all. You're right. There's no reason. I mean, the thing is, this was the difference between playing GM and those and Boeing and the big guys versus playing these little biotechs. Because when you're trying to catch lightning in a bottle, when you had your shot at 12, you may not see that shot again at 12.
Yeah.
So that's one of the differences. Whereas in GM, right, if you're buying for the next 30 years, chances are you'll be rewarded.
On R&D day, BCRX was my largest position. It became my largest position. Mm-hmm. I sold half, and then I bought back 10% more. So I had 60% in terms of dollars. When it was 12. Now it's 10. I have to recompute.
Understood. Yes. Well, I mean, for this particular one, we still are having hope that, we'll see 15 again, if not better.
I've been secretly adding at 9 in the 9s.
Yeah, as have I. I can't help myself.
No, I can't help myself either. I think it's value.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the arguments that we've had all along, at least Arjun's arguments, your arguments, Jake's argument was that once they started playing the usual game, it wouldn't be worth holding on to it because it wouldn't be lightning in a bottle anymore. It would just be another
slow grind.
Right. So the question is, I don't think we're there yet for BCRX.
Pete kind of agrees with me that if you're selling your losers, you might make better use of your money.
Right. That's the problem with sentimentality.
Yeah, it is tough times for us biotech and Momo players.
Yes. The
Momo stocks got creamed. The quality, stodgy, old 3Ms and even Walmart's held their value.
Sort of.
3M is up there.
3M is doing very nicely. And of course, I didn't hold very much of that. But live and learn, right?
Yeah. Dan sold 2/3 at $13.50. I sold some at 15, but I couldn't get all at 15.
Yeah, I don't think I ever made it. I did sell a little bit there, and obviously I'm buying back at the 10s a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, we're starting to get some requests. I have to pull out my paper.
It's one of the few. I cut down from over 80 to 40 stocks exactly.
Nice.
I sliced
cutting off some of my
half, and really it needs to be sliced in half again. That's the reality.
Yes, 40 stocks is a lot.
Yeah. That's why I do own some HOL. I did cash in on HGen the other day. It popped to $28. I got rid of it. I had one winner in a sea of red, but at least it helped a little. So that was good.
Yeah, I actually went out and went right back into a Novus.
I added today.
Yeah, no, Novus looked good today.
Yeah, I added twice today, higher and lower.
Nice.
I bought two things today. I bought a Novus and I bought Tesla.
Oh, okay.
And I sold nothing today.
CTRM, have we been playing that one?
We have to do that for Dr. J to go.
Yep. All right. I have to write these things down as soon as I get my piece of paper.
Well, we're doing HOL.
Right.
ETRM. Why don't we take another look at a Novus?
Yes, we should indeed.
And take it from there,
Mm-hmm. Sure. I'm sure our audience will have other suggestions. VBIV
Blue
certainly.
is one of the few biotechs that are going up.
Blue.
VBIV is not going up.
No, VBIV is another one of those that, well, at least we haven't. It hasn't moved on news yet. It's just some. It's just a slow
Mankind is
grind.
holding its own, I believe, right? Let's
Yes.
put Blue, VBIV, and
Yes.
Mankind on the list.
I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to go grab my piece of paper so I can keep
Yeah,
track.
I'll wait for you because I don't want to
Okay.
forget these. So let's see what other stocks, if any, that people are interested in. Dr. J, the GOAT, don't worry about it. CTRM is coming up. HOL is coming up.
Okay, I'm back.
So let me review. We're going to look at HOL, CTRM,
Yep.
Blue, VBIV, Novis. You want to look at CVM, an oldie but goodie?
Yes, I'm still playing in that one. I was actually thinking about getting. I did buy back in today on CVM.
And if we're looking at Dr. J, the GOAT has a good point. If we're looking at a Novus, why not look at Sava?
Very good. Very good ideas. All right.
So we have a list to look at. And, we could look at some of the FANG stocks. Haven't sold any Amazon lately. Haven't sold any Google. In fact, I added. I haven't sold any Amazon. Oh, I said Amazon. Apple. I actually added to my Apple. So we could look at those. I did sell my BIIB. I decided I don't want to gamble on the.
You did.
Yeah, I made some money on it, and I said,
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I don't need to gamble.
Well, I was going to wait for it to go all the way up to 4, but I was going to wait for it to at least go up to 3.
BIIB is going to go up 150 points, according to one analyst, if the FDA approves.
Yeah, big if. But yes, if they do, it'll be a nice big jump. Yeah. I think just on rumors that I might sell.
And also, let's do the Qs for Dr.
Yes, we should start out with that.
And you want to look at IBB, the biotech index? We got a big list now.
Yeah, now we have a big list.
We started with a little list.
And Pete just gave us another one.
All right. The thing is, when I don't know the company and I don't know anything about the fundamentals and I'm looking at a chart for the first time, I may not do it complete justice, but I'll give it a shot.
Well,
I'll give it a shot. Let's share.
All right, let's take Pete's comment off so that we'll have a full screen.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see what we got here.
All right. So we'll share screen, and we'll get to work. That's what we're here for, to work.
Well,
we're not here
I'm here to visit you.
We're not here just to throw the BS around. You ought to come out to the Hamptons. It's beautiful here.
All right.
You're officially invited. I'll have to clear it with my daughter, but I'm officially invited.
Well, I got my shots.
Got your shot. Yeah.
So I'm not going to bite anybody with rabies.
Especially coming to the warm weather. We've got the pool. It's beautiful.
Oh, well, then it sounds like a plan.
Yeah. We got a lot of six-packs.
Well,
I don't know if
that'll be one more than I have.
I don't know if it's your brand, but we got a lot of.
I'm sure that the beers I like and the beers you have.
You like the Canadian beer, the Heinekens.
The Heinekens, the Molsons.
Yeah,
I could drink those.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't like them. They got like a nutty taste or something.
all that maple from the North Woods.
Yeah.
Oh, Pete looks like he's going to be set up soon. Good.
All right, I did mention Tesla, so
it's worth starting with that.
We can begin with Tesla. I mentioned it earlier that I didn't like this roof that it's forming, this resistance. Nonetheless, I added today. I thought it was an attractive place to add at 610. I think I would exactly. So even though I'm not in love with the chart, I think for a long-term play, I like Tesla. I think I have no intention of selling it. So even if it gets
Right.
down to these low levels from November, even if it gets down as low as 400, I'll just do what Warren Buffett does, add.
Right.
I
You
mean,
like something, you like it.
when I say I bought Tesla, I didn't buy 100 shares. So I'm not, I nibble at these things.
Right.
And, I think it's an okay place to nibble, not an okay place to buy a lot.
Right, because this still looks like there might be some downside potential. Although it
Yeah,
does look like
I
it's
mean,
flattening out these days.
it could very conceivably, maybe I picked the bottom, but it would be pretty much luck. So,
Right. It depends on whether or not the EVs are, in general, turning around like we hope the biotechs are.
well, biotech and EVs, right now, it seems like no name should be owned.
Right.
None of them. I mean, zero. But let's look at one of them that's done very nicely recently. And I think Dr. J the Goat asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing these in no
Oh,
particular
you're talking about,
order.
yes, the blue.
Yeah, Bluebird Bio. Well, they had a collapse. After the collapse, they went as low
They had a
as
couple collapses.
they collapsed off the collapse, so to speak. February 23rd, they were $24. They're not that much higher. I thought it was in the 30s for some reason. Maybe it did hit the 30s. Let's see.
You mean
Yeah, it,
from on this cluster?
it did hit the 30s on a gap up on news. I don't remember what the news was. They're an immunotherapy play. And I believe at one time they were flying really high, much higher than Juno and Kite, I think, a couple of years back. But since then, they've leveled off, took the plunge, took some kind of bad news. And now it looks like trading range bound. I thought I was going to have a much more favorable impression from the chart, but I can't say that I do. So I got excited to look at it because I've been meaning to.
That's not really telling us anything at this point.
I wanted to look at this one, but I with the thought of buying it, but it put in a solid double top there. I want to see it take that double top out before I put my money in.
Understood.
But right now, it's in a trading range.
Smack in the middle.
Yeah, and it's a big trading range, 10 points. So it looks like an excellent stock to play with if you want, you want to swing trade it. Rather good swing trade material. But it's a totally bearish chart after the collapse. And with the double top, it looks rough to buy. With a hold, buy and hold. It's probably better things to buy and hold until it breaks this top. When it breaks out of 34.36, did it break that 34.36? Maybe it did. 34.50. All right, you got to watch it. It breaks 34.50. You want to give it a shot? Why not?
Okay.
But if you want to play it between the lines, between 34 and 24, why not? You can short it, go long it, have fun. Do whatever you want with it. So it's probably a good stock to go short, to swing trade both directions.
Yeah, this was actually a request from Rishi Sunak, Blue. Dr. J the Goat wanted to see CTRM. Is that something related?
We'll do that.
Yeah, just because.
HOL is another one that someone.
Right. Have we played with CTRM in the past? Have we talked about that one?
Which one?
CTRM.
I don't think so. I usually remember these things.
I know, right? That's exactly it. Both of us tend to have a decent memory for these things.
Yeah, I don't think we ever charted this. And
Hmm.
it gets us away from biotech, which is nice.
At least for a second.
Yeah, for a second. And it has a very nice support, which it's very, very close to. So we're at a good spot if you like this one. We're at a good spot to add. This is the key low right here. You can spot it a mile away. So the
Right.
low of the day was 65 cents. We're at 75 pennies now, and we made a high
Good luck to you,
of
cabinet guy.
$1.95. Wow.
Yeah, I know. That might have been one of those Reddit deals or something. Who even knows? Actually, it's a little bit late. Oh,
I
that's
don't
around the
know
time.
anything. I know nothing. The first time I ever looked at this chart, the first time I heard of the company.
Right.
So I'm not going to make any strong statements about it.
Yeah, I
Other than
mean,
the fact that it is at a very key level. 10 cents below is strong support.
yeah, I
And
mean,
you
at this
can
moment, I
buy it.
wouldn't touch it.
Well, you could probably buy it right now, this second, and and play it for a swing trade up to the top.
Huh. Okay.
Swing it up to this top. Let me see where that takes us. Look to get out at right about here, right about buck seven, and or even make it a buck. Don't be a chaza, right?
Yeah,
So
you're
you
right.
get out at a buck, and your stop loss is 60 cents. It's a very nice swing right here.
Okay.
It might be a very good long-term hold. I don't know, but it certainly looks like a nice swing to me. Does that hopefully answer some of Dr.
Yeah.
James?
He's actually very happy with that. And then the other one he gave was HOL, remember?
HOL I own a little of.
Okay, so we'll take a look at that one. And then we'll look at some of the other requests. This says, well, it's not really very similar chart at all. It's actually, again, some of these stocks are really coming off some really nice highs.
I own very little of it, and I haven't even looked at the chart since I bought it, and that was a while ago. Similar to CTRM, it has a very good resistance right in here, the well-defined resistance.
Right.
Not resistance.
You mean a decent bottom?
Decent support, yeah. I keep confusing my words. I think this Parkinson's is making me do it. It's not senility. It's just that I want to say one word.
I don't think anybody thinks it's that. You're too young for that.
Yeah. Anyway, it looks pretty good.
Again, yeah, you're right. Right in the middle of a trading range. If you see that high as being meaningful, that little local high.
Yeah, and the chart, of course, is not great from the perspective of the.
Well, it's not something for long term. It's just something to play with.
Right. What I'm getting confused about is what the 50 and the 100. This is 100, right? I can't see. Is this red? I can't make it out.
Yes, that's red. That's the 100.
Yeah, and so this is the 50.
So we came down off the 50, way down. We're still hugging on the 9. And we're sort of finding support at the 200.
The 9 is now looking like a little bit of resistance. This time I said the right word.
Right, there you go. Resistance.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not a chart that makes me want to, buy it immediately. But it's,
no, I know, but they're nice introductions to at just the time when we're trying to cut down the number of new stocks. We're actually adding new stocks.
If you're trying to find a good buy point, like you say, entry point,
And then
then
those two red arrows. Those
then
two red.
we might be at it right about here. We have a double bottom here. The low here was 1108. The low here was 1125. So we have a nice double bottom. Now, why not? It's a stock that has potential. I forget. I knew the fundamentals when I bought it, but I forgot because I haven't been. I had 80 something stocks and I didn't look at it.
Right. So this one isn't new for you anyway. So this is
I
still part
believe
of
it's.
this is still part of your portfolio.
I believe it's a stock. Could be wrong. I believe it's a stock. Ask Dr. J to go if it's a stock. Or whoever asked for it. I think it's
That
a
was
stock.
again. That was a couple of people. Stock Plug, and also I think that was also from Dr. J the Goat.
Okay. But the chart is okay. You know, it's sitting at support at the 50.
Stock Plug.
It's kind of my remarks are almost the same as CTRM. You can buy it if you like it right here.
If you got any money left over.
If you have any money left over, right? All right. What's the and you can swing it as well. You know, with a tight stop below the $11 mark. And you look for a top right about at the 1450 mark. So it's an excellent swing. I think we're getting some opportunities for very bullish swings due to this sell-off.
Okay. Would stand to reason.
I mean, you swing it till pretty close to 1450. You could swing it to even $14. And you're out at under 11. I think that's pretty good odds, right?
Well, you got 30% swing or so.
2-to-1 odds. We take it.
Right.
Sorry that I don't know more about the company, but I haven't had the time to really delve into the fundamentals of every single company that I own, let alone every single company. And I am taking requests, so just bear with me on this. What else?
Why don't we take one of the ones that you have on the side that's waiting for us, like BCRX or Stock Pick or GHSI? One of the ones on the side.
Are there any other requests in particular?
Yeah, we've had a couple requests. Pete was asking for KZIA.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay.
It's another one that I know nothing about.
So another cancer play.
Another bio-direct, but look at this one. It's up as opposed to down.
Right, exactly. At least it's not. It hasn't taken the same kind of hit.
As Pete said, you can move your money from a loser into a winner. This illustrates that.
Yes, indeed.
I don't look to see whether I lost money or made money when I'm making my sell decision.
Understood. Well, I mean, that's probably the wise way of doing it, right?
It's a very, very attractive stock. The only chart, the only thing that concerns me a little bit is the resistance from the day before. Takes that out, it looks really good. It's had a long run. Maybe backs up a little bit. I don't know, but it looks like
something.
Beautiful chart.
I mean, it's got like you said, it's got a pretty decent downside as well. I mean, as far as those two lows.
Look at this. It's like it hit exactly the old high yesterday. So that's got to be taken out. And the trend line has to hold. So you're near the trend line. You're near trend line support. You could even play this from now to the top. What was the top yesterday? 13.
The top yesterday or the toppy top from before?
13.25. So you get in at 12, and you get out at 13.15. Not terrible. And your stop loss is underneath this line. So that would be
Pete is actually giving people some of the background information about this company.
1094 would be my stop. So you make $1.25
right
on the upside. You lose a little over $1 and pennies on the downside. It's a little bit better than even money. I think you got an excellent chance of winning this swing trade on this particular chart because it looks like it don't want to go down. So I like it. I like this one for a swing for $1. On 12 to 13 and a quarter is 10%. It's nothing to sneeze at.
Hmm.
You know, we're used to 10 times, not 10%.
I'm not used to that anymore.
We're greedy bastards, but 10%, there's nothing wrong with 10%, right?
I would take it, right? Exactly, especially these days. No, you're right. This does look good. Oh, the next one people were talking about, if we're looking for a request, there was ITRM.
We charted.
All right, ITRM, we did?
We did. We charted this before.
Okay.
All charted. I might have even been in this one.
Oh, it looks like it's at its bottom if it's going to hold.
It bounced off the 50. And it made it, and it's at a higher high. If today holds up as a low, it's at a higher low than back here on the 5th of March, where it made a low of $1.15. The low today was a higher low. It was $1.20. So tomorrow's action is important. I want to see it tomorrow not go below the low of the day today. And then I think I like it as
and then there might be a bit of a turnaround.
Then I'm more convinced of the chart. So call it confirmation if you like.
Sounds good.
And again, you can play it to this strong area of resistance, which is the resistance, the high was 187. So if you want to buy it for 50 cents, you could do that, and with a tight stop. You know, 50 cents is not bad on $1.37 stock. Last I checked, that's like
50% or so, yeah.
40%.
Yeah, 40. Yeah.
So, did you want me to do some of the indices?
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, we were talking about IBB. Maybe we can see a turnaround or something on IBB,
Okay,
or XBI, either one of them.
Let's root for a bio-direct turnaround.
Exactly. Let's see if at least the chart's telling us it's a possibility.
There's the bio-direct index, and look how it's sitting at the 200. Just sitting there. But the direction is up. It's still not down. It's still bullish. It's still bullish. It's again, it's higher lows.
Higher lows, indeed.
It's modestly bullish. Even though I took it on the chin, the chart has not turned bearish. You still have the 50 above the 100 above the 200. So maybe the correction is over. And Dr. J says, why not? Today is as good a day as any for the correction in bio-direct to be over. And if so, buy the IBB. You can probably swing this one back up to the tops here. You know, you can play the IBB. Why not?
That's
159.30. You can make 12 points, which is not 10%, but it's close. And you have very little to lose, very tight stop. It goes below 142.47, you're out.
Right. Because the 200 200 has been holding.
It's a 2-to-1 shot. Put it to you that way.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting twice of what you're willing to lose. And more importantly, it tells me that maybe Biodrek is not dead. Maybe it just corrected and it's done correcting, as it does not want to go past the 200, below the 200. It did this once before. Let's see where that was.
November.
Going back a ways. At the 200 in the 2nd of November, believe it or not. It was at the 200 and at a much lower number, 128.23. So the 200 is following the IBB up, and it shows no signs of stopping, despite the fierce correction that's put a hole in my pocket. I'm looking for the money in my pocket, and it fell through the hole. But fortunately, not all my gains fell through the hole, just about half.
Yeah, I know. Well, you can't count their gains before they're hatched anyway.
Yeah, look, February, the first week in February, I said I'm satisfied. If this were my gains for the year, I'd be thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
I remember that.
My goal for the rest of the year is to get back to where I was in the 5th week.
Right, exactly.
But this gives me hope looking at this chart.
It does, actually.
I appreciate people making me do things that I ought to do anyway, like charting the IBB.
Right.
And what about the other dreadful index lately, the QQQ?
The Qs. Qs.
Yeah, the Qs. That's been pretty dreadful.
Well, let's see.
Similarly, it's following the 100 up.
It is.
Similarly.
But it's funny, if we had the 150, they would be following that, right?
Yeah, but if you want to play a swing on this, I think you got to give yourself more rope. You'd have to go down as low as 295. Remember, that's where I bought it that day on the air. I bought it at
yes, I do remember that.
I bought it at 298. I subsequently sold it, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I no longer own the Qs. What I did on the air was buy TQQ, right?
That's right. You did. You did that with Arjun.
Yeah.
On that Friday when you called the bottom.
And then after that, I traded my 3 times in for plain QQQ, and then ultimately got out of it with weakness. I made money, but I'm out of it now. Maybe not a bad place to get back in. I don't know. It's right at the 100. Looks like an attractive place to get back in. And if you want to play it for a swing, I would not give it that much latitude.
Yeah.
I would only look to go back to the lows of, what is it? Today is Tuesday, so that would be Monday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday of last week. It hit, what did it hit? It hit 307.39.
But yeah, well, why would you do that anyway? Why would you swing trade the Qs at this kind of when it's this narrow?
Yeah, probably.
There's so much more volatility out there.
Probably, if you're going to do something, you're going to play the TQQ.
Right, something with a little more leverage, a little more movement.
Yeah, triple down.
Right.
What are some of our traditional ones?
They're rattling the teacups for BCRX.
I'll do it after VBID.
Okay.
VBIV.
Yeah, I know. It's VBIV it's. I mean, I'm staying with my friend Arjun and holding on, but I don't really feel like buying into this either.
I sold into the downslide, and I'm looking for a spot to re-enter. Not that I'm out of it. I still have a fair amount, but I sold off a lot of it.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't like the chart. I said, what am I holding it for?
Right. Well,
So at this point, though, it's still, if I mean, it's got 268 as a pretty significant low. If it gets there, I would say it's going to the low twos.
right.
So my feeling is there's almost very little to lose buying it. Let's suppose the low of the day today, 283. You buy it 283 and you give it a stop loss at 20 cents below, and don't even bother with the take profit because it's good. It has good long-term potential.
Right.
So if you hit the turnaround spot, this could be a big bargain. And if you don't, you get out quickly.
Gotcha.
It's sort of an open-ended swing trade where you have a stop loss but no take profit. That's how I see playing this. What else? BCRX?
Yeah, BCRX is a pretty common. And then, Pete's actually mentioning a fair number of stocks for everybody. He's talking about how Volkswagen's going up these days, fuel cell, NOVN. He's just mentioning them, which is very, very helpful because it's stuff we had been talking about. But yeah, see, BioCris is doing the same sort of thing. It's sort of like this downward trend, except today's giving people maybe a little bit of hope.
I think so. I mean, I want to draw the line to this key low right here. I want to see if you took it out or not. That is a very key low,
I'd say.
I mean, of course I could look. I don't have to draw the line, but
right.
What's the picture says 1,000 words, right?
Yes. Sometimes even more.
So we have beautiful support, very close to where we're sitting, right? Beautiful support. This low was back in, I lost the date, I don't know why. But 886 was the number, right? The point below where we're sitting is tremendous support.
What number is that?
886.
Wow. Who'd have thunk it?
Tremendous support right there.
I mean, that's even lower than that big hit that Friday that everyone was talking about. Everyone was astounded that it went below 10.
Right, but 886 should hold. If it doesn't, then we're probably looking at 852.
We'll be back in the old days when we were complaining that it was languishing around 6.
I predict that it will not go. Maybe it takes this one out, but it will not take out this one.
Yeah.
The 837 low. I don't think that's going to ever go.
No, it's not the same stock as it was back then.
That's right. So that looks very safe. Of course, if it gets down there, we'd be sweating so profusely that it might affect our judgment. The loss of electrolytes would affect our judgment.
It's because we spent all this time averaging up from the 3s and 4s or 6s when we had it. So right, I'd have to sell the old ones and pray with the new ones.
Dan and Erod would be buying at that point.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Pete's been talking about DraftKings if you want to switch over.
What's the symbol?
DraftKings, D-King.
Give me the symbol.
DKNG. That's your favorite stock, you said.
Oh, DraftKings.
Yes.
I
sold it around 70, and I was thinking of getting back in around now.
Why not?
If I had money, I would.
I actually took a loss on 100 shares only that I added beginning of the week.
Yeah, this morning it was below 60.
Yeah. I just collect, I've been collecting this 100 shares at a time, and I decided to give back, reject the last 100. Probably shouldn't have, but I did.
Hmm.
And the trend line looks intact, right? Let me draw it.
Oh yeah, the overall trend line.
I think
I'd
so.
say it definitely is going to go back to 70. I mean, in my opinion. Again, in my opinion, it's just an opinion.
I still say it's $100 stock.
Right.
Why I sold back 100 shares is beyond me. I just moment of weakness.
Well, you wanted to have some real money for a change.
Yeah,
Like we said, everything's
I mean,
potential until you sell.
I probably shouldn't. I had enough of it. I didn't need to buy the last 100, but I did. I was economizing. This is a beautiful trend line. It found support right where it's supposed to, and it's like, ah, it's a picture perfect chart, and strong support on that trend line. So maybe I'll buy back the 100 I sold. I think I did
I think I'm
yesterday.
actually
Sold it on the strong day yesterday. Got me depressed when it broke below 60, so I sold it in 59s.
Oh, you did really? Yeah,
Just 100 shares. I own
right. No, you own a lot of it, right?
I own a lot of it. I don't know what made me do it. I just got annoyed with it for going below 60. I said, "You went below 60, I'm gonna get rid of you." But it's a beautiful chart. Higher highs all the way up, higher lows all the way up. Trend line support. The 9 above the 50, above the 100, above the 200. I mean, it's just almost a perfect chart from way back. So this is everything you want to see in a chart of the company that you own from 15. I can't complain.
No, certainly not. If you've been in that long.
And I'm going to tell myself to buy back the lousy 100 shares. So I got to remember to do that.
Yeah.
So it cost me $100 mistake. What's next?
Do you want to do Volkswagen?
Sure.
Oh no, actually, yeah, Volkswagen's not bad.
Whatever you want.
It's let me get the data. We always forget what the
I sold half my GM because I was just unloading everything.
There was VWAY something.
This chart is so nice. I want to take a picture of it.
Yeah, I know exactly. I'm trying to get my stock trading system to work, but it won't. So I guess I'll do it after the show.
VWAY, I got it.
That's the one. Yes. Pretty interesting looking shot.
Had a huge gap up. Was that because it made a deal with one of the LiDAR companies?
I don't think that was early on. Today's news is just that they made another commitment. They actually even said they were going to change their name to Volkswagen with a T, and so it was just a PR way to show their commitment to electric vehicles.
Uh-huh.
And apparently it's taking hold in terms of getting interest.
They're being recognized as an pure EV play now.
Yeah, well, they said by 2030 they'll have but people don't remember how their bad behavior from just 2 years ago.
Aren't they? I went into a Volkswagen dealer when I was looking for a car about 6 years ago. I got totally turned off.
Yeah, I bought one when the kids were born, and my wife hated it. Not that she just wasn't thrilled with it.
Yeah, and
it was a fine vehicle, but she just wasn't thrilled with it.
I wasn't thrilled at all. I went in and I went out in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, we held on to it for about 3 years, but that was like the shortest I've owned a car because like the car I'm driving now, I've had 12 years.
But of course, 6 years ago is a long time.
Yeah, that's right. A lot changes.
And it did put in,
and Pete owned a rabbit, and he hated it. He said,
yeah. Pete, did you really buy a Solo? You're teasing me. I think Pete's teasing me.
I would say he was teasing you. He hasn't answered yet. We'll see.
Yeah. Maybe he bought the stock, but not the car.
Well, remember he was talking about sell, but I don't know if it's worth talking about again.
This one found what looks like very good support on. I gotta go backwards. What day? What day are we? We're Tuesday. Tuesday, Monday, Friday,
Right.
Thursday. Thursday of last week, it hit this same support line from a few days earlier. 32.17, 32.16, and then on Friday 32.29, and we're moving on up. The chart looks like it does have some evidence that it based at that level.
Pete said he did not buy the Solo, FYI.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I don't care if that's if you want.
I know, but it's how we get to know each other.
It's just that car was a very funny looking car,
Yes, it was. I thought so too.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to buy this one? You got my blessings. It's an interesting enough chart. It looks like it may have bottomed. So yeah, why not?
Do you want to compare this with GM just to see in terms of?
Are you looking for selling half my GM?
Well,
Yeah,
remember the past is preface.
If it makes you feel better, I sold it for huge profits, but that's not the reason why I sold it.
Yes, it gives me much pause.
Well,
it's just.
I don't need to draw a trend line because the 50 is essentially the trend line, unless of course you look at the steeper trend line from 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, the one that you drew a while ago.
But we look at how we touched the 50.
That's a beautiful line you made.
We made a low of 54.25 on Thursday, and we're up from there, similar to Volkswagen. So maybe this is indicative of a little turnaround in the EV market. Let's do one more EV play, CCIV.
Right. Okay, Churchill. Sure.
Which I still own, although I own fewer shares.
Yeah.
I just want to see if it looks the same. Not available?
They didn't do the. Oh, you had 3 C's there. That's why.
One for good luck.
There you go.
No, this does not look as good.
No, it's not. It looks like it might be hitting on a turnaround, but
it might be turning the corner, but it hasn't yet.
No, but this plays into that whole deal about. I'm sure if you looked at Ford or GM, you would see the same kind of thing, and because those are the existing brands that already have infrastructure.
The only thing positive here is that we do have an engulfing as of now.
Oh, a green engulfing. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And it's a nice day, up 6.98%. So that's positive.
Yeah, so you're thinking it might have bottomed.
Is it enough for me to say bye, bye, bye? No, but it's something a little positive to chew on. Plus, the fundamentals are good with this company.
Right.
They got a good reputation as for a future competitor for Tesla. Don't know if that's true, but That's what they say.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's.
I'm not sorry I held my shares.
They are. When is the merger going to happen? That should be happening pretty soon, isn't it?
Yeah, and you don't like that. Usually it goes down off the merger.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I was going to wait for the other company.
Yeah.
But I think that's happening. That should be happening soon.
Yeah. What about Jake's SPAC that he likes a lot and still in?
STPK, right?
Yeah.
I'm still in that one too.
I
And
got
I trust my my host mates until they tell me to sell. I keep holding on to
I
this.
got out of it. So where is it? For the 50?
Well, look at it. Well, it's on that trend line you built.
Yeah, the 50.
I mean
Okay.
that's the point of resistance. Didn't go
Yeah,
below it.
so the green is the 9. The purple is the 50.
Yeah, no, it didn't go down to the
I don't
200
know
yet.
what color is which anymore. Getting colorblind.
Yeah, I don't even see a.
It may not be a
There may
200.
not be a 200, right? Oh, it's still riding along the 100.
Yeah. So I'm getting mixed up with my colors.
Right. If this thing holds that little support there and turns
It's
back around,
trying,
I'll be
it's
happy.
trying to find the bottom. I'm not convinced it's found it yet. This looks scarier than some of the others. Although just like, this one did not yet make a engulfing, but it might. Goes up a little more. It's just got that nasty trend line going down off the treetops. Nasty.
Right. Yeah.
Nasty little trend line.
Indeed.
Going all the way up to this trend line starts all the way up here. Actually, I drew it wrong.
Well, I don't think
I
you
guess I
came to us
did.
that early.
Close enough. There you go. Well, by doing that, I only have 2 hits. But basically, you get the idea. This is a long-term trend line going down. And I just don't know if we're finished. This was a very nice engulfing back here. This was the engulfing. Right? Huge engulfing. The kind we like. It normally does very well by the 3rd day after the engulfing, and I haven't seen it. So whether or not this is indicative of a turnaround or not, I'm beginning to doubt it. This is Thursday's candle. Right? Thursday's candle. 325. That was Thursday. There was a huge green candle engulfing the day before, but no conviction, no follow through. So
well, this is why you don't trust the green engulfings as much as you trust the red ones.
Not happy with this STPK.
Pete wants to see fuel cell because he thinks that that's sort of related here too. But
what does he want to say?
Fuel cell.
Fuel cell?
Yeah.
Where's Linda?
He said, can we see it even though Linda's not here?
I don't know if we're allowed. Linda played
Oh,
this.
man. Again, how many times do you have to see the same charts?
33. It looks like a 5 down pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like we're due for, we might be in a very long-term downtrend with this, but it looks like we're due for a bounce up. And we've found some upward bias the last 4 days. I don't love it.
No.
Although I think we're due for a bounce.
We've been seeing this shape a lot.
Are we not due for a bounce on this chart?
Well, I'm going to call this a bounce just like I was going to call the prior one a bounce.
I think we're due, in other words, I think we've completed a Elliott wave Bob Proctor 5. 1, 2. Well, this is not really a legitimate 3. I don't know. It looks like it could be due for a bounce.
Well, I mean, the fact is that it's over 13, which is what Pete's pointing out, up 6%. So we might be at the beginning of a turnaround. Although, it's hard to say these days. Turnaround, you can't, one point does not make a line.
No, and even 4 days of general correct direction after this massive assault may not be enough. I'm not convinced.
I guess he's just showing some hope.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. You want to do one of the fangs and call it a day?
Yeah, I was going to actually ask for CVM as well, but that'll be fine.
CVM.
And then because we're at an hour now.
Oh, nasty, nasty.
I know. I mean, I was hoping today would be a bit of a bounce.
Really nasty. It's gone through this key support level today.
Indeed, we were talking 18, then we were talking 17, then we were talking 16
levels. I ruled off a double line that I didn't think you would get to go below. This second support level is right about this high.
So the whole Reddit influence has just gone away.
$13. My support now is $13.
Yeah.
I'm glad I sold most of it.
Do you remember when you were effusive when it went yo 11? This time you're going to be like, oh, 11.
Yeah. I also sold my NWBO for a little profit.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's complaining that, the data's just not there. Data's not there. And then
I think CVM is, with this chart, would indicate to me, although nobody knows the data, it indicates a lack of confidence.
It does, doesn't it?
Yep.
No. It'd be interesting, because all the ones that were really playing it up are sort of quiet on StockTwits.
I'm not totally out, but I have very little left.
Yeah, I know. I'm still pretty deep because,
What do you want?
I'm here to gamble. I'd rather see Apple.
I'm giving you a choice: Google, Amazon, or Apple.
I'd like to see Apple only because there might be actually a buy-in opportunity. Because remember, I stopped buying these because I always continually think they're too expensive.
Well, if you're buying them for swing trades, it's just as hard as any other swing trade.
Well, no, this is something I would keep forever. But then the question is, when do you find the price? But yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm just being silly. It's like looking for a bargain and then just waiting and waiting for a better bargain. After a while, you're just being silly.
It's one of these stocks where you don't ever have to sell it. It looks fine.
I mean, again, so it looks like it might even be stabilizing right here along this
line. Yeah,
it
looks fine. Nothing wrong with this chart. And don't forget the Qs have been really bad from going back from this low. They didn't really recover much. So Apple is doing okay. The low this day was 116.21. We're at 120 now. It's fine. It moved up, came back. It's just normal Apple normal Apple movements.
Gotcha.
It's if you own it, it's fine. You want to buy it, that's fine. Apple is quality. You don't have to chart it. You can just buy it and forget it.
Right. Gotcha. One of these days, I'll take your advice about this.
I think they're all like that. Apple, Google, Amazon. You don't have to think. They're stocks that you can buy any time and not worry about it.
Right.
Tesla might be of that caliber.
Eventually, has to stabilize a little bit.
I'm not sure about Netflix and Facebook, whether they're of that ilk.
Or even, I was actually thinking of jumping into Viacom. I always liked Viacom.
VIAC?
Yeah. Only because now it's almost at a bargain price now. Not really. I mean, I sold it years ago, way less than where it is now.
Which network do they own? I always forget.
CBS. They just came out with that Paramount Plus business. And I thought
What
maybe
the hell happened, Bad Earnings?
No, what happened was that this was the story about this very large family office, which got involved in a call, and they had to bail a lot of their holdings, and so this was one of the casualties.
You know something? I would stay away.
Hmm.
I would stay away from this one. Too much red. Too much red. It doesn't matter that it was 100 and now it's 46.
Right. I mean, there was all.
This one is like the red is blinking warning. Stay away.
Stay away from me.
Stay away from me. I'm contagious.
I'm toxic.
Yeah, toxic. Did we do an Ovis? I don't remember.
We did not do a Novus or Sava. We can do those two and end it because it's getting late. I just bought back in. I think you said you bought back in today with this too?
Twice. I bought in a little higher and I bought in just about where it is. It's not a great looking chart.
No, but it is a bit of a turnaround.
But it is an Ovis. They are due to release data first quarter. First quarter has how many days left? 2? What's today?
Well, I sold it. I sold it a couple days ago, just because I wanted to actually collect some money for a change.
What's today? The 30th.
Today is the 30th. Yes.
So we have 2 days of the first quarter left. They're supposed to announce
1 day
phase
actually.
data on their Alzheimer's and Parkinson's drug. First quarter. Well, first quarter's up, I think.
First quarter's over tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. But they have all kinds of phase 2s going on. They had a completed phase 2. They were going to move into a phase 3. Then they have 2 more phase 2s that are ongoing. Despite the sharp move down, the chart looks okay. We still have higher lows. It's still okay. Pullbacks are normal. Stocks don't go one way. And I think the data will move it. Provided it's good, of course.
Right. Well, if it's good news, this thing's going way down.
Good news on a combo ADPD drug. Name your price.
Yes, exactly. It'll just be a bad reaction for 1 day. And so, actually, yeah. On these plays, we're still thinking this is the best of the plays, right?
I think so. Sava is good too, but the chart is ugly.
Yeah, I'm out of Sava, but I should go back in. I mean, it's well below its 50, right? Because it's at a bargain price. It looks like.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, it's still trending down, but once we see a turnaround, if there is one.
This is the key. Obviously, this is the key low.
Right.
So you're looking at 30, 35, 62.
Are you still in this?
I'm still in it.
Yeah, no, it was a tough road down.
Yeah, I haven't nibbled in a long time, but if it gets close to that 35 number, I'll probably nibble a little.
Right. I mean, yeah, you've made so much on this anyway. Because you were able to sell it after hours,
It doesn't
like well
matter
above 100.
because,
But
well,
it's the old days. I get it. It's a new
didn't,
style.
didn't I explain it doesn't matter what you made on or lost on?
Well, you're gonna have to keep reminding me, Dr. J.
Yeah,
And
it
remember,
doesn't.
I'm channeling myself and thousands upon thousands of people out there who play the market.
Yeah, you tell them it doesn't matter.
All right, who's ever listening to me?
2370 would fill the gap. Is it possible it gets that low? Of course it is. If we enter a downswing in the market or enter a correction, a 20% bear market, it'll get there. So it's dangerous. But on the other hand, it could be a $400 stock. So,
well, the way I remember this one is it had promise. Those Reddit guys really pushed it way up, and then it stabilized at a new level. But just like some of these other guys, it looks like it might be creeping back to its old levels, which is not necessarily good news, but it doesn't change the fundamentals of the stock.
I think you can nibble on this one.
Yeah, if we're gonna have a play that we're happy with, like you said, Alzheimer's is still the one to do.
It's getting to be nibble territory.
Well, yeah, once I see a slight bit of a turning, I would say.
Yes, right now it's
a flattening of the 9-day.
Right now it's like straight down. It's scary, but
right. So that's not your usual nibble signal.
If you see it hit this close to this low or touch it, that's the time to nibble. Or maybe more than nibble. I don't know. Depends on your appetite.
Right.
That's it for today?
I'd say, yeah. We've been well over an hour, 10 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, there's always something to talk about, but
well, we're not getting overtime pay, right?
That's right, and we're going to be working on Thursday instead of Friday anyway, so that'll be soon enough.
Thursday at 2, I think, is a good time.
Okay, fair enough. Sounds good. Because it is Good Friday on Friday.
Right. That's why they call it Good Friday, because it is Good Friday.
Yes. Every Friday is good, but that one's particularly
Happy
good.
Passover to all our Jewish watchers, and happy Easter to all the rest of our watchers.
Yes, exactly. Arrivederci.
I celebrate all holidays. Why not?
Yeah, they all deserve something.
Yeah, I'm sympathetic to the cause, no matter what the holiday.
Right.
The only one I don't like too much is Ramadan and Yom Kippur.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly.
I don't like them because I like holidays with food. So Easter, there's plenty of food. And,
yeah, Easter is good. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Thanksgiving.
For precisely that reason.
Yes, I like the holidays with food. So the Seder is very good. A lot of food, but it takes too long.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, you can't get a good slice of bread. Try eating pizza at a Seder. Get in a little bit of trouble.
Thank you, Dan A.
Thank you, Dan. All right, I'm going to get going.
So let's see.
Goodbye, everybody.
I added I'm young, au revoir, arrivederci, das vidania, auf Wiedersehen, sayonara, adios, and what else?
No, I'll get Tata. I'll get the list from my wife. She does ENL.
All right.
She has a whole list of them. They're usually about hello and
on
welcome.
Thursday, be good and get rich. Let's all get rich. At least let's not get poor.
Yes, exactly. All right.
Until then, don't forget to subscribe and remember. What should they remember? How about our opinions?
Yeah, they should remember that this isn't advice. This is just two guys talking.
Yeah, two guys talking about their own opinions and doesn't constitute advice, and check with an advisor before acting and all of those things.
All that stuff.
By all means, support the channel by subscribing and giving us not one thumbs up, but two thumbs up. Don't do this.
There we go. Who's got two thumbs and a big face?
They should
This
have
guy.
a sideways one, you know?
All right, bye all.
Bye all.